When Dale Osmond was shot during a break-in at his house, 911 dispatcher Lieutenant Don Smith was afraid he might bleed to death before medics arrived. Dispatcher Smith tried to get a neighbor to help, but was unable to locate one. And when he called Dale back, the line was busy.
White guy, black guy.
Oh,
Mr. Osmond.
yeah.
It's dispatch again. I couldn't get your neighbor to come.
I called another one.
Okay, the ambulance is almost there. Okay, let me tell you. It's real important if you can tell me what the guy looked like. Can you do that?
Yeah. He had a bugging on and a brown coat.
Okay. What kind of pants did he have on? Good.
Blue jeans.
Blue jeans? Okay, can you tell me what color hair did he have?
Oh, it's kind of... light brown.
Light brown, okay. What, was he a white person or a black person?
Oh, he's white.
Okay. Let me tell the officer that, okay?
He sounded like you'd hear in a horror picture of a ghost just reeling and screaming. A lot of times the screams were so loud through the phone that I would have to hold the phone away from my ear.
Let me ask you something. Did you hear him pull away in a car?
No, there ain't no car here.
No vehicle. The gun is in the rescue.
Dispatch 124. The victim says he didn't hear a vehicle leave. He didn't hear a vehicle leave. Subject possibly on foot.
Within 10 minutes of the shooting, Dale's friend J.C. Tarter got to the house.
Somebody's here.
Dibble.
Yeah.
Okay, who is it?
He was in quite a bit of pain. His shin was swelled real big and it's black. It was hard to get his pants up to enough to even see his leg. The bullet looked like it cut the main artery with so much blood inside.
Yeah.
Who's that there with you?
Hello.
Who is this?
This is J.C. Tarter up at the Bethlehem Baptist Church Parsonage in Naoma.
Okay, I'll tell you what to do. Keep him as still as possible. Okay, can you tell me about how many times he's been shot?
He don't know.
Okay.
Come in.
Can you tell me if there's a lot of bleeding or not?
No, it doesn't seem to be that much.
Okay.
Quite a bit of pain. They got a good accelerator. Need to use it.
431?
Yeah. Here they are.
Okay, who is it? Here they are.
Sheriff's Deputy William Ryan assessed the victim as soon as he got to the scene.
He was in a lot of pain. His left leg had really swollen a lot. I felt like that it must have hit a big artery because it was real blue and swollen 3 times as big as it should have been. I didn't know if he's going to make it or not.
Paramedic Mark Perkins and his partner arrived within 25 minutes.
The first thing I noticed when I got out of the ambulance, I could hear the patient screaming, and we were about halfway down the driveway from the house.
They'll be right here.
Come on in, guys. It's secure.
Oh, do
22 caliber weapon is one of the most dangerous handguns. It's a low velocity weapon. A 9mm will go through the human body while a 22 will stay in the human body and bounce around. So I've got to worry about the bleeding of the patient, the bones, and just how much damage this thing has done. I was concerned about the limb, but not as concerned as I was about the whole life. The leg would be a bonus if we could save it, but we needed to save him.
Because the nearest major trauma center was more than 80 miles away in Lexington, Dale was taken to the local hospital. At Lake Cumberland Regional Hospital, he was examined by a team of doctors, including surgeons Keith Sinclair and Don Brown.
It was almost as if the bullet had eyes to go to the worst part, because he hit the artery right where it branches off in 3 places.
Mr. Osmond, I'm Dr. Sinclair. I'm one of the general surgeons here.
From a single shot like that, I don't think it could have done any more damage. There really wasn't anything which he hadn't broken. The bullet had tumbled. It had taken out the artery supplying the lower leg, the nerve supplying the sensation to the foot, and one of the bones. I've seen patients like Dale with injuries to lower extremities not only lose their legs from such injuries, but also die.
As Dale was rushed into surgery, his wife Brenda was left to cope with the uncertainty.
Thanks a lot.
A couple of my friends, you know, we at that point, we gathered together and had a word of prayer, you know, in private. And after that, I felt better. I felt like regardless of what, regardless if Dale's leg did have to go below the knee or whatever, you know, that we could make it and be fine. His life was what was important.
After the surgery, I think we had a Baptist convention out in the waiting room. There was dozens of people out there. With all the local Baptist congregation outside, we felt our futures would have been sealed in hell if we'd failed, that's for sure.
I've been blessed in a lot of different ways. After I was discharged from the hospital, I asked my own physician what would have happened if they'd flown me to Lexington by helicopter that day. And he said, no doubt I would have lost my leg, and I may have lost my life. So I was really thankful to the Lord, really, just to be alive and to be able to still carry out what God had called me to do. 5 days after I was released from the hospital, I performed the wedding of my son and my youngest daughter in a double wedding ceremony. I always cry at weddings, but this was especially important because God had been good enough to me to spare my life where I could do it.
He said he was small for his age. The doctors were telling him he's big for his age.
He said he was 14 years old.
Oh.
If anyone comes home and finds that their home has been burglarized, they should not go in the residence. They should go to a neighbor's house or to a friend's house and summons for help.
I always thought if someone was in my home that it wouldn't be any problem for me to shoot them. But I found out I couldn't shoot another human being. I made a mistake. I made two mistakes. Number one, I picked up my own weapon. Number two is I should not have entered the house to begin with.
The young suspect was subsequently arrested and found guilty of burglary and assault, but in response to Dale's request, was only sentenced to 5 years probation.
Ever since I've been a pastor, I've been trying to help people. I did not think prison would help this young man.
Do we follow the golden rule? Do we follow the Word of God? Are we willing to forgive people when they do wrong?
I can live with what's been done to me, and I'll make it. I just feel sorry for him.
If I tell a lie, it not only affects me, it affects my wife, and it affects my children.
He's enjoying life. Anything that he can possibly do, he does. He really does. He's not one to sit down and quit. Dale's always been on the move, and this has just simply slowed him down a little bit.
Next.
He must have been traveling at a very high rate of speed. The back of the car was severely damaged, so you know he hit it at full force.